Hey everyone, this is Danielle in Grayling, Michigan. Hi Paula, hi all my new friends, and today I'm going to show you how to make a creamy wild rice chicken soup with melt in your mouth roast beef sandwich. It's absolutely delicious, and it's one of my favorite go-to meals, especially when it's a little bit cold out or a little bit rainy. It's a great meal to just pick you up and get you all warm inside again. So let's go and start off with the dish. Both of these dishes are going to be done within 45 minutes combined together because they work really well together. The first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and preheat your oven at 400 degrees, and then come on over and we're going to start to make the start for our creamy chicken wild rice soup. The first part is going to be the rice. You're going to want to use 1 box of the long grain wild rice, and you're going to make it just like the instructions say. So we're going to do the entire box of that. We're going to get our seasoning in there. 1.5 cups of water there. And you can't forget the butter. You want 1 tablespoon of either butter or margarine. I always use real butter. I love the flavor, so let's go ahead and get that in. And we got that started. We're going to put that on a medium to high heat right in the center there. Now with 6 tablespoons of butter, we're going to go ahead and get our chicken ready. We're going to put that in a skillet pan. Get that on a medium to high heat as well. Here I have 1 pound of boneless skin chicken breasts, all chopped or all cubed. And I'm going to put that in there too. Get all that in. And whenever using meat, I always recommend to season your meat. So let's go ahead and season that while it's in there. By doing that every step of the way, we have the seasoning right in the rice. Now we're going to do it to our chicken. Some fresh cracked pepper there. And then, of course, you got to have your salt there. And we're going to just top that right there. Now with this, I already have some of the stuff ready, so the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and start the sandwich. We're going to use 1 puff pastry sheet. I put it in the refrigerator the day before, so it was a little bit softened already. Now typically with puff pastry sheet, you do want it nice and cold because it's just layers and layers of butter. So if it's just like a pie crust. If it gets too warm, it's not going to rise as much, but with the sandwich, it's not going to matter. It's mainly the flavor of all the butter that we want. The next thing we're going to do is just roll this out just a little bit because it doesn't need to be as thick. And this serves a family of 4 too, with the sandwich and with the soup. Unless you're like my family, we go in for seconds, so it's only going to feed 3 of us. Let's go ahead and get this off. We're going to put this right on our pan here, and what I did is I just took a sheet of parchment paper so you don't got to spray anything and clean up's a breeze. So why don't you come on in here and I'm going to show you where we're going to start using the secret ingredients, cream cheese. Now we're going to fold this over, so you just want to do half of it. And I did this lengthwise, just like this. And I cut a little bit larger, so I'm just going to press that down some. And this is the perfect time for a go-to meal because your cream cheese actually works better when it's cold. So the next thing we're going to do here is we're just going to do a little bit of Parmesan cheese. And we're doing about a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half. Okay, there we go. The next thing is our roast beef. I just use an ultra thin roast beef. It doesn't need to be anything special. I like the thin because you can layer a little bit more, and when you take a bite, it just really melts in your mouth. Now I'm going to use half a package, which is going to be about, I'd say about 3/4 of a cup or so of roast beef. And we're just going to layer that on there. I do like it a little bit thicker. And this sandwich is just so good when it's cold and rainy out, or if it's winter out in northern Michigan. We get some pretty strong winters, so we eat soup and sandwich a lot for our entree. And then a lot of the time we'll have our appetizer right before then, or we'll have a side like a salad before then, and it goes great together. The last thing to this, I should say the last filling to this, is going to be some blue cheese dressing. I'm sorry, some blue cheese. We're going to do about 1/8 of a cup. You don't want too much because blue cheese is a pretty strong cheese. If you're a lover of blue cheese, by all means add more. And we're just spreading that around just a little bit. And we're almost done here. We're just going to fold this over just like this. And you just want all your seams tight there. And we're going to do 3 slits so the air can get through. And we're going to do some pepper on top. And that's it. Let's go ahead and get that in the oven. Let's go ahead and start our soup now. This soup comes together very fast. You're going to want a large stock pot, and I'm going to have that on a high heat. I have 1 large can. This is 49.5 ounces of chicken broth, which equals about 5 cups. Whoops, made a little bit of a mess there. That's why I like to wear an apron, because I do make messes. So we got that in. The next thing we're going to add here is I already have some wild rice together that's already cooked. We're just going to dump that right in. And this is where our cream cheese comes in again. I have 1 8-ounce bar of, and again, you want it cold because it's a little bit easier to cut up. I cubed it all up. We're going to put all of that in. We have that in there. The next thing is going to be 2 cups of chopped mushrooms. And I just used a white cap mushroom. You can use the baby portobello too, that's delicious. And I just came up with this dish. I had a creamy wild rice soup at the Mall of America when my sister-in-law and I went there. But I added chicken, I added some more ingredients in there. And then we just added, now I added the butter that was left over to the chicken and the chicken as well. We're just going to stir that around. You're going to want to do 1 teaspoon. I did 1 teaspoon of fresh parsley, but you can do a dry parsley as well. Get that in there. And the last thing is going to be 1 cup of half and half. And as you can see, we're putting it all together very fast. It's a very fast dish to make. Just go ahead and give that a little bit of a stir. And go ahead and give me about 5 to 10 minutes until this is ready cooked, and we'll be back. Hi, we're back, everyone. The soup's ready. The dish is completely set with the sandwich as well. This is how I like to just top off the soup. I have just a fresh sprig of parsley. We're going to do some fresh cracked pepper. That's ready. And then here is our beautiful sandwich. You can see the cream cheese, the roast beef. Oh, it's just absolutely delicious. Let's go ahead and take a bite. Melt in your mouth, delicious. My favorite is dipping in, but I'm going to make a mess and I'm going to wait for a little bit till after we're off camera. It is so creamy. It's a little bit rainy outside today. This is a perfect meal to end a perfect Friday. Thank you for joining me again. Have a great day.